Hello, and thank you for coming to the Muck Waters Effect. I'm your host, Matt. Today I'm looking at OAN. But first, I need you to hit like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Let's take a look at this news article. Rep. Nunes files defamation suit against Maddow, MSNBC. And there's a video here. We'll go ahead and watch it.
Rachel Maddow faces more legal issues as Republican Congressman Devin Nunes files a defamation suit against MSNBC. The suit was filed last week and argues Maddow and the network showed hostility, hatred, extreme bias, spite, and ill will in their coverage of the California lawmaker. In particular, the suit takes issues with Maddow reporting from March 18th, I should say, when she claimed Nunes did not turn over a package from a suspected Russian agent to the FBI. Nunes says he did, in fact, hand over the material, and Maddow never reached out to him to clarify. One America's John Hines caught up with Nunes and has more in this exclusive interview.
Congressman Devin Nunes, you are suing NBC Universal for defamation, citing comments made by MSNBC host Rachel Maddow, who said on her show that you did not turn over a certain package to the FBI, when in fact you did turn over this package to the FBI. You allegedly received this package from a guy named Andre Derkosh, as I understand, who allegedly was or associated with a Russian agent or was a Russian agent of some kind. So when in fact you did turn over this package that apparently they said you didn't. So this clearly seems to be an inaccurate report. Why is it necessary to go to court to prove what Maddow appears to have said is factually false?
Well, the larger challenge here is that NBC specifically and MSNBC have been doing multiple years long, going back 5 years, attacking me and my staff. And the issue here is that finally she just stepped over the line one too many times. So there was constant references to me and other Republicans on the Intelligence Committee that we were somehow connected to Russia, when in fact we proved the opposite to be true. It was the Democratic Party, specifically the Clinton campaign, they were working with the Russians. And knowing now, the FBI knew that that was Russian disinformation. So the only people that were working with Russians were the Democrats. But for 5 years, we've had to endure somehow that Republicans, and specifically me and members of my team, have something to do with Russia. So this just built up over time. And then out of nowhere, I don't know if she woke up on the wrong side of the bed or what she was thinking, but she just decided to go out to and gratuitously go back and compare me to doing something nefarious with Russians again. So as it relates to this issue, we're constantly running investigations into counterintelligence issues where we watch Russia very, very closely and China. So we were the ones that actually opened this investigation ourselves. We were investigating it long before anybody else was investigating it. In fact, we're the ones that gave it to the Department of Justice and the FBI. So how she wakes up and just goes nutso and starts saying that I'm cooperating with Russians, that I'm accepting packages for Russians, that I'm not turning them over to the FBI, I mean, it's essentially two big problems here. Number one, that would be treasonous, which is a crime in the United States of America. And number two would be obstruction of justice, knowing now that the FBI has had a counterintelligence investigation reportedly, into these cast of characters. So I don't know what the hell she was thinking, but this has to stop because it's getting very, very dangerous for me and my staff and others, because everywhere we go, if we get to any big cities where there's people that watch Rachel Maddow, they think that somehow I'm treasonous and obstructing justice. So you never know when these fools are going to take the law into their own hands. And that's the problem here. So she's unhinged. This is wrong. It needs to stop, and hopefully the federal court will put a stop to this. And we'll see if they meet me in federal court or if they try to dodge the federal court process, which is probably what they'll do.
Now, something like this, though, it seems like it's fairly easy to confirm. Did they ever reach out to your office and say, what did the congressman do with his package to confirm that you had taken it to the FBI or not taken it to the FBI? You did take it to the FBI as you were supposed to.
Even worse than that. What's worse is that there were multiple reports at the time, including, I'm quite sure I even did an interview with One American News at the time, where we were very clear that we have protocol that we follow, and we were running an investigation, that we had turned this package over to the FBI. Not only myself, I think other members, Republicans on the committee, had said this. So all of this was known, and not just by One America News and by real journalists, non-fake news journalists that wrote about this, like at Breitbart and Federalist and other places. We also know that even Politico, which is one of the kings of fake news in Washington, D.C., they even had the right story in the fall of last year.
Congressman Devin Nunes, thank you for talking to us on One American News, sir.
My pleasure. Thanks, John.
All right, guys, that's the end of the video. And finally, Rachel Maddow is getting in trouble for putting fake news out. It's about time. I mean, every time that woman speaks, it's fake bullshit. I mean, everything from Russiagate to the Russians having bounties on U.S. troops in the Middle East to Joe Biden's not in cognitive decline. That show is just full of fake news, and I don't see how anybody can watch the crap. I think conservatives need to do lawsuits like this more often. Alan Dershowitz is doing a lawsuit, a defamation lawsuit against CNN because of them editing video when he was defending Donald Trump at the second impeachment hearing. And they changed words around to make it sound like he was saying that Donald Trump could do whatever he wants when he was president, that nothing could be done to him. And that is not the case. That is not what he said. Not only that, I think Donald Trump should sue CNN and MSNBC for editing his video on January 6th when he says to protest peacefully. And they edited that out. Now, guys, that's my opinion. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Peace.